What do you say, YouTube? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. As always, a quick thank you for being here, and a big, huge shout out to everyone who helped make last week's Silver Eagle video so much fun. That was insanely awesome. I had a good time with that one. And lastly, I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers that came through that video. Appreciate you being here. And I'm totally blown away by the support, which makes you all a part of the, you know it, best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. So I know we have some serious stackers here in this community who are top heavy in metals, but we also have some conservative stackers that like to buy what they want on a weekly basis, just trying to keep their dollar cost average down. And then we also have some folks who are on a limited income, like retirement. I guess what I'm trying to say is this: stackers come from all walks of life, and there really isn't a set amount of silver you should own. I mean, that all depends on you as an individual, your risk tolerance, and how much you're willing to spend in order to stack it. But in today's video, we're going to go over a silver whale chart, as well as another chart to kind of gauge where we stand in the pecking order of silver stackers. And just an FYI, use these charts for fun. Take them with a grain of salt. These are just some bits of info a few folks threw together, and well, I wouldn't take them incredibly seriously, just for fun. I also threw in a bonus section for this video, and that's how much silver you're going to need to survive a crisis. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Unfortunately, it's a pretty sobering breakdown of how many ounces you'll need if you suddenly had to depend solely on your metals. And after putting that chart together, I can only hope it never comes down to that, and you'll see why. Now, with all that being said, you know it. Let's roll it. So, just how much silver should you stack anyway? Well, once we take into consideration that everyone's situation is different, you'll realize that there's no way to put a set number of ounces out there. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard what the quote-unquote experts say you should have, and the general consensus is to allocate 10 to 15% of your portfolio to precious metals. But that's been the common standard for years, and as everyone knows, the world is changing. The economy is jacked up, everything's more expensive, yada yada. We were all aware of what our last trip to the grocery store cost. But again, things have changed. And that 10 to 15% might be one of two things. A, too costly for some to keep up with, and B, maybe not enough. But here's one way you can figure out how much silver you should be stacking. Main reason: consider your financial goals. Why are you doing it? You saving for retirement, down payment on a house, maybe your kid's education. Your goals are going to influence how much risk you're willing to take, right? Which in turn affects how much silver you might want to own. Anyway, let's take a fun look at a couple of charts so you can see where you stand as a silver stacker. Alright, so let's check out this quote-unquote silver whale chart. What kind of whale are you? Well, if you have 50 ounces, you're a narwhal. 250, a minko. 500, you're an orca. 1,000, you're a humpback. If I had to venture a guess, I would say the majority of stackers are going to fall between 250 and 1,000. Somewhere in there. It's just a guess. I don't know how much silver you have in your collection. I don't want to know. But on average, I'd say that's probably a safe guess. And then you get up to the big ballers, the big boys, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I don't know who's carrying 5,000 ounces of silver, but if you are, way to go, man. Way to go. That's a lot of weight and a lot of selling and a lot of protection. It really is a risk to hold that much. But, if you've got the means to do it and you've got the way to store it and you can secure it, hey, go for it, right? So that's the whale chart, guys. Next up, we've got ounces of silver by global top owners. And you can see a majority, 54.12 million adults, have got 39 ounces. So this is just another look at it, guys. And then you move down to 5.37 million adults are holding 194 ounces. 2.72 million adults are holding 388 ounces on average. And 264,200 adults are holding 1,941 ounces. It's a pretty big disparity, but you can see where the biggest group is. It's the 39 ounces or somewhere around there. So those aren't I wouldn't even call them stackers, to be quite honest. I would call the 39 ounces, I would call them casual holders of silver. But yeah, just another way to look at this. Don't take it too seriously. Alright, so that was kind of a whimsical, not so serious look at where stackers stand with their ounces. Now, one important thing you guys have to remember, and I see this happening all the time, don't try to keep up with some of the big ballers on YouTube who show off tons of silver and gold. You guys know it's important to stack within your means and keep up with your monthly obligations. And guys, if we're being honest, completely honest, if you're carrying heavy credit card debt, you should probably rethink your stacking strategy, because to me, paying hundreds in interest each month really subtracts any benefits you might get from owning silver and gold, since it's taking away value from your metals. Get that debt paid down within reason or paid off completely. And that brings us to the next part of this video, and that's using your silver and gold in a crisis. Now, we all hope, all of us, we hope no expensive emergencies will hit us in life, but you can hope all you want. One will inevitably hit you. Hopefully you're stacking some cash away for just this reason, but hell, in today's economy, that's just not going to be feasible for a lot of folks. Anyway, let's take a look at these sobering numbers. So for this chart and this example, let's use, I don't know, let's say you just lost out on your job and you're struggling to find something similar in pay. Now, if you've stacked silver and gold, you do have some options, but how long can you hold out just on silver and gold? And we're going to look at silver specifically. Well, I put some numbers together for silver just to give you an idea, and let's put it this way. If you're depending on your metals to get you through, that's great, but once you see how much of it you're going to need, well, you can only imagine how quickly it'll run out on you, depending on how much you've stacked and how long you're out of work and how much cash you've stacked. So let's look at the numbers real quickly. 500 is completely unreasonable, even for one person in today's day and age. So we'll jump down to, you can see the numbers here. We'll jump down, let's say 5,000, because the average monthly expenses in the United States as of the 24th of January this year, 2024, is $6,081 a month. So let's conservatively go with $5,000 a month in expenses. If for 1 month, if you have that much in bills, for 1 month, you're going to need 179 ounces. For 6 months, you're going to need 1,074 ounces. And 1 year, you're going to need 2,148 ounces of silver to make it through. So you can see how quickly most would rip through their metals if this was the way it had to go down. You do what you have to do to survive, of course, but it would kill me to get rid of all my metals just to live. But again, you do what you have to do. Well, there it is. Again, sobering numbers if you had to survive. Just to reiterate, there is no easy answer to the question of how much silver you should own. Again, it's about finding what works best for you, your financial situation, and the goals you're setting for your metals. Make sure you have a goal, first of all. And just keep in mind all the things that affect silver price. And you guys know these, but it's industrial demand, economic turns, political events, some Shah sneezes in the Middle East, yada, yada, yada. And I hope that crisis chart was helpful for you. It really kind of puts things in a perspective as to how quickly your metals could run out if you suddenly had to depend on them. Look, people liquidate all the time. Nothing wrong with that. They might need some extra money for something that just came up, or maybe they want enough for a down payment on a car. Junior might need braces. The list is endless. There are myriad reasons for selling. But if we have to suddenly depend on our metals to get us through a phase when we have no income rolling in, well, it's great to have it as a fallback plan, but you saw how quickly your entire stack could conceivably run out. It's ugly out there, folks. It's ugly. And if you don't have a backup plan for your backup plan, things can get really dicey in this economy. Stack smartly. Stack some cash if you can, and that way you might not have to liquidate any metals. All right. There you have it, folks. So 2 things to take away from this video. Always stack within your means with your goals in mind, and know why you're stacking. Also, remember that crisis chart I showed you. Understand how quickly you could rip through your metals if you needed them to live. Never assume anything. Always keep your eyes open. There it is. Anyway, be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Tack. If you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack.
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks. I'll see you on Sunday.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?